Alaikum. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you doing?
I'm alright. Thank you very much. Roller coaster ride for you.
Well, I've come back over here to my hometown and I'm filled with emotion to be back amongst the paddy fields and the sugar cane and most important, the smiling faces of the villagers, and I'm so grateful to them that at every village that I have gone to, young and old have come out to receive me. Today is a day when I'm paying condolences to those who lost their loved ones. We have 3 martyrs from Larkana who were killed in the bomb blast in Karachi that took place. And they gave their lives for democracy. They gave their lives for a peaceful Pakistan where people can live in respect and honor. And inshallah, God willing, their struggle will not go in vain. I'm so proud of their brave mothers. I went and saw them, their courage, their dignity really impressed. They are the real face of Pakistan.
Bhutto family has so far seen 3 tragedies. How do you see all this? What is the impact? I mean, impact of those tragedies. How do you feel now? Do you feel down? Do you feel encouraged over it?
I don't look upon these as tragedies. I have a great belief in God, and I don't think it's just the Bhutto family that has suffered. 160 million people of Pakistan have suffered. This is a struggle that has been going on between the forces of dictatorship and democracy for a very long time. Whether it was President Ayub Khan's dictatorship or Yahya Khan's or Ziaul Haq's, People's Party and its workers have been in the forefront of the struggle for people's rights. We're doing this to empower our people, to educate them, to provide them employment opportunities. And when I look at the suffering of so many other families, then I don't stand still and think I'm the only one who has suffered.
You brought agenda of curbing militancy and dictatorship. You would also spoke about bringing the vulnerable groups in the safety nets, that is senior citizens and those people who do not have employment. But what about the women? You being a woman yourself, and women look up to you if you become the next leader of the country. What kind of agenda do you have for the women empowerment? Keep in mind 33% Musharraf K.
Well, we supported the quota for women, the 33%. In fact, we had moved bills in Parliament for that. We believe in the empowerment of women, which is why my government set up a women's bank run by women to give credit only to women so that women could set up small businesses of their own. And since the establishment of that bank, we've seen an expansion in working women because they can get that credit. We set up women stations to investigate crimes committed against women. We were making women judges in the family courts to hear issues relating to custody and to alimony. And for the first time in Pakistan's history, we appointed women as judges to our superior. My father had appointed them to the lower judiciary, the superior. And when we started our education program, out of the 100,000 teachers that we enrolled, 70% were women. We believe in equality of men and women, but 70% we gave to women because we felt it was a need to provide job opportunities for working women.
Do you see them in a position now, keeping in mind that the government passed it for the women? Where are women standing?
Well, I think women have been neglected this period. I feel very sad, and I think women are the face of Pakistan too, the mothers who bring up their children in abject poverty. And if I look at what happened to Mai Mukhtar, and the way that she stood up, a single girl from a poor rural background, this is the dignity of the Pakistani women, and we need to protect our women. We don't need to put them on ECLs. When I think of Shazia Khalid and the horrendous crimes she suffered, it pains me that she was forced to leave her country and go away. So people wants to create a society where women have job opportunities, women have protection, and where society knows that any crime against a woman will not go unpunished or unpersecuted.